Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is a two-story video, so be sure to stick around for the second story as well. And the first one is titled, My Cheating Soon-to-Be Ex-Wife Confuses the Hell Out of Me. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get right into it. So, I'm seriously confused. I've been reading a lot on these forums over the last few days, but I'm still kind of dazed. I discovered my soon-to-be ex-wife cheating about 7 months ago. I went through all the heartache, the denial, the pain, the pick-me attempts. I was seriously depressed for a long while. I never confronted her, but I was a total mess. She must have known I knew. She just didn't care, I guess, or at least I assume that. About 2 to 3 months ago, I was just done with it all. Done with her, done with the marriage. I just didn't care anymore. I completely checked out of the relationship and started preparing for divorce and my new life to come. I avoided my wife as much as possible. I tried to stay out of the house when she was home. I would not engage in conversation. When she asked me a question, I would only answer yes, no, or maybe, or I don't know. I even left a divorce lawyer's bill out in the open. She must have known I was checked out and preparing to divorce. Kids even asked me about it. Even they could see what was going on. I even did the "we both love you" speech. It's not your fault sometimes grown-ups can't be together anymore, etc. My wife was actually in the room and must have heard me talk to the kids. She didn't comment or object. I took her silence as consent. Anyways, a few days ago, I met a girl I used to know in school, before I ever met my wife. We always had this tension between us, some kind of chemistry. We would always flirt and be touchy, but never actually did anything about it. Let's call her Monica because I think she looks like Monica Bellucci. Monica and her family moved away before I found the guts to actually do anything about it. I regretted that for a long time, but I was young, shy, and stupid. I haven't been thinking about Monica for a long time actually. I haven't seen her for years. But as soon as we met, the tension between us was palpable, even more than I remember, and communication was effortless. She actually asked me out. I explained the situation to her with my soon-to-be ex-wife. I told her I wanted to be officially separated before I started dating. I wasn't going to cheat. Monica respected that. She gave me her number and told me to give her a call as soon as I was done doing what I had to do. She told me she never married and she was really excited to get to know me again. I was even more excited. The encounter motivated me to finally confront my wife and officially get separation and divorce going. I was really happy when I went home and sat down waiting for my wife. I was actually grinning like a lunatic when I asked her to sit down and told her what we had to talk about. I told her I've known about her cheating for a long time. I told her I assumed that she knew I knew, especially since I checked out of a relationship for the last 3-ish months. She didn't seem to mind that I no longer care, so I told her I want to start dating and get on with my life. I concluded my speech with, all taken into consideration, it's time for us to get divorced, don't you agree? Her reaction was totally not what I expected. She started crying, not just regular crying either, like a desperate soul-breaking noise. I have never heard anything like it. She was blabbering excuses, asking for second chances, that the affair didn't mean anything, we could fix this if we try counseling, etc. I was a bit shocked. I thought she would be happy. I told her she could go and be with this guy without guilt. He's obviously more important to her than her family. If he wasn't, why go with him in the first place? She must have known this would destroy us. She can't possibly be that stupid, can she? I told her if she believed we needed to fix our family or our marriage, the time to do that would have been 7 months ago before she had the affair. Now it's too late. It's broken beyond repair. I didn't think we had any problems in our marriage. She didn't talk to me, and I am not a mind reader, so whatever it was, I had no way of fixing it. Since she started this affair with the other guy, she obviously thought something was wrong or missing. Something that was so wrong that it couldn't be solved by talking to me. Something had to be so lacking or so wrong that she was okay with having our children grow up in a broken home from there on in. If not, why do it? I clearly and calmly explained that there's no way for her to un-F this guy for the last 7 months, and there's no way to undo the pain and suffering she caused me. The pain she caused that made me arrive at this point of basically being indifferent. Or actually, I kind of hate her guts. I'm simply being civil for the sake of being able to co-parent our children in the future. I told her I didn't believe she ever cared about me. No person that ever cared even a little for someone else would put me through this kind of pain. They would not betray them in such a way that she had done. Her telling me that she loves me has no meaning or credibility because her actions conclusively prove otherwise. She became completely incoherent at this point. I could not make heads or tails of anything she said. It's just a jumbled mess. In the end, I had to call her sister, because honestly, I wasn't going to take care of her. Her sister showed up, and after I explained what was going on, she took her away. I felt tremendous relief when they were gone, like I could finally breathe for the first time in 7 months. I don't know what I'm looking for here. She must have known this was going to happen. She must have wanted it. She can't possibly be that stupid that she thinks this behavior, these choices she made, would result in anything other than divorce and a broken family. She's beautiful, she's smart, our marriage was great up until she started her affair. I have accepted that life changes, I have moved past it. Now she's pretending like she loves me, that she wants us to remain married and a family? What could possibly be her motivation to have this major trauma at this point? What could she gain? I mean, she couldn't possibly expect us to try to reconcile at this point, could she? It must be some kind of ploy. I just can't figure out what the F it is. I have lots of evidence of her cheating. I live in a European country, and this would mean no alimony or anything for her. Could that be it? Is she afraid I will out her? Could that be it? She wants me to feel sympathy so I don't tell people about what she did. Her AP is married, so maybe she's scared I will tell his wife. I just can't get my head around it. Anyway, I just had to get this out of my head. I was hoping it would make more sense typed out. But no, I am just as confused now as when I started this rant. And our next story is titled, Trust Your Instincts. Let's get right into it. I was here on Reddit asking for advice years ago with suspicions that my wife was cheating and that the child she was carrying may not be mine. The people on Reddit convinced me that getting a secret paternity test would be the end of our relationship and that honesty is the best policy, so I confronted her with my feelings. You can probably guess what happened next with all the "you don't trust me" and agreeing to go through with the paternity test but a divorce afterwards. I backed off, and over the next few months her behavior seemed to return to normal, which made me feel like I was just being paranoid before. In hindsight, she probably realized I was onto her. The other day, my brother commented on how my son looks so different to me, and it's like everything came rushing back, except this time the niggling feeling didn't go away, so I gave in and got the paternity test. He's not mine, and I've spent the last few years raising someone else's son. I've already spoken to a lawyer, and where I live, paternity can be disputed within 2 years of the initial discovery, which means I'm not totally screwed. My wife doesn't know that yet, and I know she frequents Reddit, so I'm not giving any more information. Trust your instincts even when the whole world is telling you that you're mad. And the first comment says, I'm assuming you are pursuing the divorce. I don't know who discouraged you from a paternity test earlier. I would not have discouraged it if you had any corroborating evidence of cheating. And the OP replied, absolutely, I need to get as far away from her as I can. And the commenter replied, well, I think infidelity is the second worst thing a spouse can do. Paternity fraud is number 1. I think in your place that I would announce it like this. Hey, wife, remember that guy you were banging 30 months ago? You still got his phone number? Because you need to call him today to pick you up and his kid. And another commenter replied, well, that's brutal, I love it. And the commenter replied, how about the longer version? Hey, wife, remember that guy you were banging 30 months ago? I never cheated. But seriously, you still have his number, right? Because you need to call him to pick you up and his kids, and you hand her the papers. And the next comment says, I have a 16-year-old and there's a hint she isn't mine, and she feels it too. And spoke to her mother, my ex-wife now, but she didn't confirm or deny, just telling her it's 15 years now, which effed with my daughter for not giving a yes or no, but in the end, I told my daughter I've raised you and love you as mine. Test or not, I'm on the birth certificate, and that's what matters the most to me. That was all the closure she needed. And the OP replied, "You're a better man than me. I'm not sticking around when this is all done." And another commenter says, "Nor should you stick around. Everyone's situation is different, for different reasons. And the only wrong choices here in your situation are the ones where your soon-to-be ex chose to cheat, and then deliberately and maliciously gaslighted you regarding the paternity of her child." And the next comment says, "I don't like this concept that you are worse because you refuse to be a victim of paternity fraud. You're doing great." And another commenter says, "Have you not bonded with the child at all though?" And a reply to that says, "I know this is a support sub, but this is a moral dilemma I can't imagine going through. But just ghosting a 3-year-old that you loved/raised as your own son? The fact that this person doesn't seem to feel torn over that aspect makes me think they are very, very bad." Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.